Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to, I want to say welcome back to, it's not that serious, but that's the name of my podcast. But welcome back to my page, y'all, DMOSS LA, man. If you guys have not, man, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We are here for another I Got a Story to Tell. As you guys know, man, I just started a new series called I Got a Story to Tell. I'm just going to give you guys a glimpse into my life, man. I had some interesting things happen to me. And today, I am here to tell you about the time one of my friends got into a physical altercation inside of a church. Yes, inside of a church. While church was going on, one of my friends got into a physical altercation, swung on a guy inside church, and it was total chaos after that. So all the names, the characters in this story, I'm changing everything around so no one gets, I don't want nobody catching no RICO charge. I don't want nobody getting indicted. I don't want any of that. So we are here to basically, I'm going to switch things up. All right. So boom. It was me, my boy Max. It was just me and my boy Max. All right. So me and my boy Max, we was hanging out. So for those who don't know, man, me and Max did a failed robbery attempt. That was one of the first stories I told. Me and my boy Max did a failed robbery attempt. And it went horribly wrong, whatever the case may be. So Max is like a wild card. Max is super wild. He's like the muscle. Like, he's somebody you want on your team. Like, he gonna go. Like, he don't care. He gonna go. He don't give up. He don't care how big you are. He don't care where we at. He don't care what it's over. If he feels the slightest inch of disrespect, he's going at you. Ooh. Oh shit. And he's very, very, very overprotective. The boys start choking. But yeah, he's very, very overprotective. Why? I don't know. But look, boom. So Max had a friend from high school that he grew up with. Max is a little bit... Ooh. Hold on, y'all. My bad. The boys start coughing. All right. So Max is older than me. Max is older than me. Max is about, let's say, 15 years older than me. 15 years my senior. So I'm probably 34 right now. He's probably like 55 right now. So he's 16 years older than me. But he's for sure older than me. So Max had a friend from high school that he was having him and this guy from high school were always in competition. Like, they both live out their glory days from high school. So we're going to name this guy, we're going to name him Malcolm. So Malcolm and Max went to high school with each other. Malcolm was like a high school athlete. He had a chance of going to the NFL. He ended up going to Fresno State here in California, but ended up dropping out after his freshman year because he couldn't take it because he was soft. But Malcolm is one of those type of guys, living off his high school glory days, always talking about high school. He was a phenomenal athlete from what I hear, but he just always talks about his high school days. He can't get over that. He's like that uncle that's trying to be young and, oh yeah, I was this in high school, I was that in high school, whatever the case may be. Now, Max was an athlete, but not as good as Malcolm. So I feel like Max was always jealous of Malcolm. Because even to this day, they don't get along. They especially don't get along after this story I'm about to tell you. So boom, Malcolm comes back to town. Malcolm moves back to this small town that we were all living in. Malcolm starts dating this bad. I'm going to be honest with y'all. By far, I used to call her a white Nubian goddess. I used to call her a white Nubian queen because she was a white woman with a black girl's body. I used to call her white Nubian queen. She was a white woman with a black girl's body, shaped like a black woman, ass, titties, pretty. But yeah, so Malcolm was dating this white Nubian queen. Max tried to get at her, but she wasn't feeling Max and ended up dating Malcolm. So you already know Max is not feeling that. To me, Max has a little short man syndrome. He's not the tallest guy he's not the tallest. He's about 5. I'm going to say 5'6", but he'll say 5'7", but he's really probably about 5'6", 5'5". Malcolm is about 6'2", 6'3", but he's out of shape. as men get older, like they gain weight. So he's a little bit, he's a little bit taller, but not as in shape as Max is. So the white Nubian queen ends up dating Malcolm. They end up being together. We seen them out around town as we go out, whatever the case may be. Now Max does not do social media at all. He doesn't have an Instagram, Facebook, nothing. Social media, he don't know how to. The nigga don't even know how to work a computer. Like if you put a computer in front of him, he wouldn't know how to work it. I'm surprised he knows how to work his iPhone. But that's a whole nother story. So boom. So rumor has it. And I don't follow Malcolm on none of the social media sites. So I don't know that Malcolm is talking about Max. Word is getting back to Max that he is talking about him. That Malcolm is talking about him. So Malcolm is talking about online on Facebook, talking about Max. Like, Max tried to get at my white Nubian queen before I got with her. Ha ha ha. That's why that's why I got her. The big dog got her. Blah 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 blah. Like going on and on and on. This is going on for about, let's say, 2 weeks. People are coming back to Max and letting Max know, like, yo, Malcolm talking about you. You ain't heard? Woo woo. Like people are calling people are calling Max, telling Max what Malcolm is saying online. Now, what makes things even worse is we know that Malcolm lives in the area, but we don't know where Malcolm lives. Malcolm lives in like the surroundings area. The area is not that big. He lives in the surrounding area, but we don't know where he lives. So Max is even more hot about that because not only is Malcolm talking about him, Malcolm lives in the area and Max can't get to Malcolm, so he's mad about that. So he's just throwing a little temper tantrum every day. Oh, I can't wait to catch him. I'm going to do this to him. I'm going to do this to him. I'm going to do that to him. Whatever the case may be. So, mind you, I don't know if you guys know, at the time, I was working for a bus company at the time. So I was working for a bus company, but I was driving the little small paratransit bus, the vans. So I don't know, the paratransit vans will basically pick up the elderly, pick them up from their home, take them to like doctor's appointments, grocery stores, whatever errands they needed to have ran or needed run, I will pick them up, drop them off. And whenever they're ready, they'll call the office. The office will dispatchers will contact me. I'll go pick them up and take them back home. So I was kind of free to move however I wanted to move in between time. In the meantime, I was able to go left, right. It wasn't a set route. I can go all the way around just to go around the corner, whatever. So boom, it's a Sunday morning. Max is at home. I had a pickup I had to do. I pick a lady up, older lady. I drop her off at church. As I'm dropping her off at church, guess who I see at church? Malcolm and the white Nubian queen. So me being who I am, I call Max. Like, yo, Max, guess who I just bumped into? This is all a coincidence, y'all. Like, I wasn't looking for this guy. I wasn't on the journey. I just so happened to be doing my job, drop a lady off. And as I'm dropping this lady off, guess who's getting out their car and walking to the side of the church? So I call Max, like, yo, Max, Malcolm and the white Nubian queen right here, dog. Max is like, what? He like, yo, come get me right now. I'm like, I bet. So from where the church was at to where Malcolm lived was about, from where the church was at to where Max lived was about, let's say it's a good like 30-minute drive. It's a good 30-minute drive. So boom, I leave, drop the lady off, I shoot to go get Max. I hop on the freeway, shoot to go get Max. Boom. So I'm in my little bus, sliding up. I'm sliding up the freeway. Woo. Max hop in the whip. Max hop in the van, get on the van. Like, so what happened? So I'm explaining to him like, yo, they here, they at the church. I just saw them. Max is heated. Max is tight. Max is on a rampage. And he's like, yo, when I see him, I'm going to beat him up. I'm going to knock him out. Woo, woo, woo. So I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I was like, well, I think you should wait till church is over to do what you got to do, but don't do it inside the church. He was like, nah. He was adamant about knocking Malcolm out. That was it. That was all. My biggest concern was don't do it in church, bro. That was all my concern. Don't do it in church. All right, cool. So boom, As we get to the church, we pull up to the church. I park. Max hops out. Pew! Hops out. He's walking. He's fast paced inside the church. So I'm debating like, yo, should I stay here? Should I go inside the church? Because I'm at work. So if they call the police or anything, like, I'm going to get in trouble. I didn't do nothing. I'm not involved in this. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just being an instigator at this point. So whatever. So I'm like, fuck it. I go inside the church. So I'm behind Max. Like, by the time I got out my bus, Max was already inside the church. So I'm walking, then I start like trotting, like, you know, do my little trot, whatever. When I hit the corner of the church, Max and Malcolm is in there arguing in like the hallway. I don't know, maybe Malcolm was like coming out the restroom. I don't know, but Malcolm and Max was inside the hallway, like right before you enter the church, like arguing. So all I heard was Max saying, like, what? So mind you, Max is like 5'5". Malcolm is, like I said, like 6'3", 6'4", like no, I'm gonna say like 6'2", 6'3". So Max is in Malcolm's face, like with his finger in his face, like, yo, like, what's up, man? Like, what's all this shit I've been hearing you talking about? So Malcolm is like really like he's scared. Like you can look in his eye. He's like I'm pretty sure when he saw Max, it was like a deer in the headlights. Like his eyes lit up, probably like, what the hell? Because he probably wasn't expecting to bump into Max on a Sunday morning. You know what I mean? While he doing offering. So when I hit the corner, boom, Max is in Malcolm's face, like what the fuck is you like talking shit about me? Like nobody wants your bitch. Woo, 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 woo. So I'm like, yo. So I'm like watching. But I'm like, want to see what's going to happen. I'm watching, but I want to intervene. Like, yo, chill, but I want to see what's going to happen. So Max is like, yo, like, what's up? Like, you talking stab? And Malcolm was like, man, like, I ain't nobody talking nothing, but like, I don't know what you talking about. Max swings on him. Hit him. Bing. Like, inside the church. Like, they inside the church. The doors is open to the church. Like, people is like, they're so loud. People are like starting to turn around. Like, the usher boards is coming. Like the pastor, listen, y'all. The pastor done stopped church. The pastor done stopped church and was like, yo, y'all stop. Max swing on Malcolm. Bing, hit him with a cool right, swung. Bing. But he didn't really hit it. Like he hit him, but you can tell it wasn't like a hit that really like. To me, I don't think he really hit him that hard, but I didn't get hit, so I don't know. But when Max swung, it looked kind of like a weak right, like, and when he swung and hit Malcolm kind of like stumbled, like, and I'm like, nigga, like, he even hit you that hard, like, what is all that you? So I'm like, yo, Max, chill. So I grabbed Max, and I'm like, nah, this nigga was talking shit. So I back up, like, I grabbed Max, I'm like, yo, chill. Then I thought about, like, nah, he was talking shit, like, get him again. So I stepped back. So when I stepped back, the other ushers, the guys, the men in the church rushed Max. So I'm like, yo, I don't know why y'all holding him back. Y'all can't stop him. He either gonna get his, I'm yelling this, y'all, I'm saying this. I'm like, yo, I don't know why y'all holding him back. He gonna whoop his ass regardless. Like, he don't give a fuck. This is what I'm saying. Like, he don't give a fuck. Like, let him go. Like, let him go. Mind you, y'all, all this is going on while church is going on. All this. So when Max swung, hit him, Malcolm stumbled, I grabbed Max, like, yo, chill for a quick second, let him go. The usher board come grab him, and that's when I step back, like, yo, let him go. Max, like, I don't know, he got, like, I just feel like little people got strength. Like, it was all, like, little people and, like, mentally disabled people just mad strong. Like, I don't know why. But Max literally did this. When they was grabbing him, Max really did this. Like, he literally shook and did this. And, like, both of the dudes, like fell back. One of the dudes fell back into Malcolm. So when one of the dudes fell into Malcolm fell all back into, like, the church. You know how churches be having, like, those plants? The little fake fixtures, plants, whatever. He fell back into that. Knocking over shit. I'm like, nigga, like, you extra out, bro. Like, you extra out. So Malcolm, by this time, I hear the police coming. So I'm like, yo, I need to get the fuck up out of here because I'm at work. I don't need to be involved in this. So I'm like, yo, the police coming. I'm like, yo, Max, let's go. The police coming. This nigga Max attacks Malcolm again, goes on him, bink, 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 like swinging on him. Like, so by that time, while he's swinging on him, the one dude that was pushed off, that was on the left-hand side, comes and grabs Max and grabs him by, like, grabs him. But when he grabbed him, now I ain't gonna lie, I did a pume. I left. I darted out. Like, I left the church. Like, I got up out of there because I'm at work. I hop in my work van. I kind of like slide off a little bit. I slide up the street. Like, I just pull up the street. So when I pull up the street, I don't know what's going on. I left Max. He was a wild card. Like, I couldn't stop him. Like, I didn't want no parts of none of this. So I pull up off the street. I go up the street. I bust a U. I get out my truck, but I'm standing across the street. By this time, police then came, all that. So police is trying to figure out what's going on. Like, what's going on, da, da, da. But they don't see me standing off in the corner. I just look like a civilian just looking. So they don't see me off across the street in the corner peeping the whole scene. So while I'm peeping the whole scene, the police wanted to arrest Max, but Malcolm didn't want to press charges at that given moment. He didn't press charges. So while the police is talking to Max, Malcolm sees me, points at me, and hops on the phone. This nigga done called my boss. Because, like I said, they all grew up together. So my boss, Max, Malcolm, all grew up together. They all went to high school together, whatever the case. It's a very small town. It's one of them towns where everybody know everybody. So he sees me and he starts pointing at me, hops on the phone. So I'm like, this nigga's a weirdo. Like, I ain't swing on you. Like, what I do? Like, why you calling the police at me? I ain't even doing nothing to you. I just told you should fight back. That's all I said. But whatever the case may be. So boom. So he started pointing at me, and then he goes back to the police officers. He was like, oh yeah. He was like, yeah. I'm calling your boss on you. I'm like, whatever, bro. Like, I ain't even do nothing to you. So then Max is talking to the police, and I yell out like, they were acting like, I think they were, if I can remember, they were going to take him to jail. I think they were going to take him to jail. But something ended up happening, they didn't take him to jail. Like, they ended up not taking him to jail. But I remember in the process, like, while they were, like, over there about to handcuff him, I remember saying, like, I remember vividly yelling out, I don't know why. I was like, I don't know why y'all talking to him. He don't give a fuck. He don't care about going to jail. Like, I remember yelling that out, like, to the police officers and everybody. But I'm, like, way across the street. So it was, like, a big parking lot. And there was all that commotion going over there. So I'm about, like, 30 yards away. And I remember yelling, like, he don't give a fuck. That nigga don't care about jail. Take him to jail. He don't care. And everybody looking at me like, yo, what's this nigga doing? Like, so by that time, it was like, I ended up hopping back on my bus, and then Max ended up coming over. It was like a 30-minute. I ended up having to go, because I'm like, yo, Max, you got to come on. So they end up, like, the police end up leaving, not pressing any charges. Malcolm ended up pressing charges against Max. I think Max had to do, like, some probation hours, like, do some cleaning up or whatever the case may be. But Max ended up jumping back on my bus, and we just laughed about it, bro. Like, we laughed about it. Like, it was like, we just laughed about it. It was like one of those situations where, like, bruh, like, why would you go inside that church and start all that commotion? You know, like, church was going on, and the man walked up and, like, swung on him inside church. And I'm like, yo, you're bugging. Like, you're crazy. Like, I thought you were crazy. I knew you were crazy, but to go and do something like that, you're super crazy. And his excuse was, well, not his excuse was, what he said to me was, well, he should never been talking shit. Like, you should never been talking shit. So from that moment on, I've never seen Malcolm again after that. I don't think I've seen Malcolm since then. This had to be like 8 or 9 years ago, y'all. It was a while ago. Very much like a long, long time ago. And I have not seen Malcolm since that. I actually spoke to Max on the way over here, and I asked him, like, yo, what was one of the craziest times we had? He was like, remember I went to the church in Stockton, such and such? And I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that. I was like, yo, I do remember you swinging on him inside the church. And he fell all out. He was like, y'all should have seen it. Y'all should have seen it. But yeah, man, I just wanted to come in here and give y'all a story time. I got a story to tell, man. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be dropping a lot of these, man. I'm going to hit y'all with a barrage of different stories from just my life. That was just one of the wild moments. One of the wild moments that I've had with Max, man. Max is just one of those guys you want on your team. I feel like everybody should have one wild card on their team. From women to men. I don't care if you white, Asian, Hispanic. Everybody needs a wild card. Everybody needs that one person who just don't give a flying at all. Like they don't care. They don't care what the consequences is. Long as they gonna have your back and you gonna have their back, that's all that should matter. And Max is one of those individuals. He's a good guy. I have a bunch of stories from him that will just blow your mind. But this is one of those stories that I will never forget when he swung on that man in church, knocked him out, and then knocked the other two guys out. Well, swung on the other guy, and yeah, it flew him off. And the police came, and I remember me just standing across the street like, yo, I don't know why y'all trying to arrest him. He don't give a fuck. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this story, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you have not, man. Just let me know what you guys like to see and hear more of. If y'all don't, then whatever, I don't care. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Peace and blessings, and we up out of here.